Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Max, and in today's video I'm gonna have a lot of suspension components installed, and I'm also gonna pick up the car after it's done from the local shop. This is probably one of the bigger mods that I'll be doing because I'm doing a lot of parts at the same time. What I'm doing is a suspension overhaul so I can finally enjoy the STI a little bit tighter. I really like the way it drives. But I know that it can be improved, and from reading about it, watching some videos on YouTube, I decided that these suspension changes will make the car behave completely different. Yeah, so let me show you what I got, and I'll open the boxes with you. So here we go. Control arms. These are the front control arms from SUPERPRO. All the parts that I got over here are from SUPERPRO. I went with this brand over Whiteline based on forum and other people's feedback. So this is a very, very high quality product. And as you see over here, the front arms, they have their bushings too. I believe you can actually purchase just the bushings from this brand, but I went with the whole thing since I'm building my car to be like a go-kart. These are the roll center adjustment ball joints for the front. They recommend for people to buy these when they lower their cars. I'm not lowering my car, but because I will be buying coilovers. By the way, I did not get any coilovers this time around. I'll show you everything I got, but coilovers are next for suspension. So I just want to have everything ready. So the only thing that I have left over to install are coilovers. So that's why I got these. And besides, I'm really not certain if you have to get these, but with these I was reading that the car steers better. These are rear adjustable arms from SUPERPRO as well, as you can see. It's a nice blue. It's like a very dark blue. Very nice. Two of those. As far as I know, these are identical shape to OEM, but built much better. So apparently these make a difference in how your rear feels. That's the bolts that it came with. And also I got the adjustable toe arms. It goes together with these. One for each arm in the back. And on to the next. This is a big deal here as well. This is gonna make a lot of difference. Are sway bars. All right, so those are the sway bars, and it also comes with, or I'm not sure if it comes with, I think you can buy these separate, but I bought as a kit. If I remember correctly, this was like 2-3 months ago I got this, all of this. And these are the sway bar mount braces. So I'm gonna open these first and show you. All right, so it comes with 3 boxes like this. You got these braces, links, and let me show you the sway bars. And just to let you know, the front sway bar is 26 millimeters and the rear one is 24. Here you go. These are the sway bars. This is the rear, and this is the front. You see how much difference there is? 2 millimeters, but in person, yeah, it's more visible in person than it is on camera, it seems like. Anyway, that's all the parts that I'll be installing. So tomorrow in the morning I'm gonna drop off the vehicle for a few days at the shop. Keeping my fingers crossed, this is gonna be an awesome upgrade. So I'll see you in a few days. while to actually you know, get to this video, because I was gonna find a parking lot where I can take my car and show you on camera how the car sways when I make turns. I did not make a video with the stock suspension components doing that, which is my bad, I apologize. But I kind of rushed the installation of these parts because I was so eager to get it done. And you know how it is when you modify a car, you're so excited, you want to get it this day. Even if it's like midnight, you're thinking about it, you can't wait till next morning. Well, that's me every single time with this car and doing something with it. But at least I'll show you what the car is like after installing all these suspension modifications. And all I can tell you is that, holy cow, the difference between the stock suspension components against all these parts that I installed, it's literally night and day. There is no comparison. It transformed the car into more of a racing car. The only thing that I'm missing right now is coilovers, and it's a very expensive item. The ones that I want are Öhlins. Everything else underneath the car is replaced and ready to go. The only component is just coilovers, but I'd rather wait. You know, I was tempted with Fortune Auto 500 or even 510. Now they have generation 8 that they came out with. I'm actually really tempted to get those because they're much cheaper. Yeah, so I'm really tempted with the brand new Fortune Auto coilovers generation 8. They've improved a few things over there. The only thing is that by the time I get Fortune Auto, it's around 2,000-ish. I think that's the price actually. It's around $2,000. The only problem that I'm having with that is that Öhlins being $2,700 is about $500 to $600 more. It's significant, but at the same time, I want the best for my car and I want what I want. I don't really want to skimp out on something that, let's say, I like 7 out of 10 instead of 10 out of 10. So I would rather wait another few months or even a year or 2 years, whatever, whenever I have enough money to buy the Öhlins. But anyhow, going back to what the suspension feels like, it's absolutely race car like. Is it really, really hard? No, it's not, because I still have the stock suspension. So some people complain that stock suspension is stiff. I don't think it's stiff. I think it's like a perfect balance. I really, really like it. But the car, the way it behaves, especially after I got the alignment, and the alignment, my guy at 6-Star Motorsports told me that it's more aggressive than OEM. I'll show you the sheet, what they've done with it. I've tested it on ramps a little bit. You know, I pushed it to like 70 miles per hour on tighter ramps, which is really fast. And I have to say that there's almost no sway, and the connection and responsiveness with the steering wheel is so much greater than when I had it prior to this installation. I was avoiding a pothole, and I noticed the pothole, and I turned the steering wheel. You know, that was my intuition, and it immediately connected with the road. Even though my tires, the ones that come with the car, are performance tires, but they're not the best tires that are out there, I was still able to evade the pothole immediately. I don't know if you watched any of my previous videos, but in my video a few months back, I told you guys that whenever you evade a pothole or something, you make a turn, there's like a 10 to 15% disconnect. Like, there's a 10 to 15% delay. It's almost immediate, but it's not. Now it's immediate. Like, I turn, everything is just there. There's no lag. The car's responsive. It's actually stiffer, even on potholes, but not bad stiffer where it's like metal against metal. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. The rebound isn't there as much. The car's also sitting lower, but it's almost not noticeable. I really had to pay attention to it, but the car's sitting lower. It feels more connected with the road, as connected as it gets. I can't imagine with coilovers. That's gonna be a different ball game. But wow, I really recommend anybody doing this. Before I installed the parts, you know, the sway bars, everything that I replaced here suspension wise, every time I pushed the car and I let off the throttle, the car would almost lean inward to the turn, meaning like it was trying to oversteer. And it was really weird. You would floor it, then if you let go of the acceleration, you really have to pay attention not to lose control, because the car would lean inwards into the turn as I'm turning at faster speeds. Now that thing is gone. So I can really accelerate on the turn, let go of the throttle a little bit, and it's still goes in that direction. There's no loss of control or anything like that. I absolutely love it. The steering wheel also got a little bit tighter, which I complained a little bit after installing the bushings for the steering wheel rack. It lost its heaviness. Now the heaviness is back. It's heavier, more responsive. This car is way more fun to drive now. I'm excited again, just like I was the first time around. I'm as excited as I was the first time I got the car. It's absolutely incredible. I really highly recommend all these mods that I've done to anybody that's trying to make the car stiffer, more fun, engaging, more of an analog experience. The other day I was shopping for a car for my brother-in-law for an STI 2019. We ended up putting a deposit down on the car. But anyway, I test drove the car. It was a stock STI, except, you know, like exhaust. I checked underneath, there was nothing replaced. I checked in the engine, there was no pitch mounts, nothing. The guy just put an exhaust on it. Anyway, I drove it, and I remembered how the stock STI felt like. And it's nothing like my car anymore at all. It's really not like that at all. So all I can tell you is that if you are trying to make your car feel more fun as far as connection with the road, more of a raw, visceral experience, everything that I've done in the car leans towards that. It improves everything that this car already has. That's great. But now this car does not feel like a stock STI at all. It just feels so much better, in my opinion. You know, if you want a softer ride, you don't want it as connected, you just want a little bit, not of a luxury feel, but just a little more plush, maybe don't touch these components. But if you're going for something race-like, you know, track ready, just more engaging of a drive, do everything that I've done, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So I arrived at a parking lot. I'm gonna set up this camera on the lot. I just want to show you what this car looks like when I'm turning the wheel as I'm going, you know. And again, sorry about not having stock footage to compare side by side, but life happens, you know, so I'll give you as good as I can for the moment.